Hey, it be that our defense bang. D. It be that E. It be that R. It be that S. On our chest that got us far. We be them Raiders. We be them Raiders. We be them Raiders. Just wanna be that hater. We be them Raiders. We be them Raiders. We be them Raiders. We be them Raiders. Give me a snack. I'ma turn it to some racks. LA didn't wanna give us a home, but LV got us on the map. That be a fact, I've let it all on silver and black. Hard Carson and Mad Max got me in, but I've been down since the 90s. You don't want the black hole, homie, don't try me. Raiders roll deep, some say that we grind me, but we bring the revenue every time we grind in. Third and summon, Wallace tongue. Renfro caught it and now he's spinning. Mariota on third, he's sprinting. R.I.P. Madden, Al Davis, and all of the Raiders fans that we lost since the beginning. It be that R, it be that A, it be that I, our defense bang. It be that E, it be that R, it be that S on our chest that got us far. We be them Raiders, we be them Raiders, we be them Raiders, just man, be the hater.
Raider Nation, what's going on? It's your boy Chris. Welcome to Protect the Shield podcast, where my opinions might not always be popular, but they'll always be authentic, man. I appreciate you guys tuning in to my Fan Talk Friday series, man. So I appreciate you guys joining me. You guys could be anywhere, but you guys decided to be here with me, man. So I really appreciate that, guys. Man, we got a lot to talk about, man. A lot to talk about. Have a lot of moving pieces this week. Some good stuff, a lot of debatable stuff that people, we're talking about, man. So I'm definitely excited to get into it. I got a great panel as usual. Got my boy Raider Rundown in the building. I got my boy Kenny King Jr. in the building, man. So, we definitely gonna have some good talk, man. But before I get to that, man, got to shout out my Shield squad, everybody that's in the comments, man. Robert Pena, man, appreciate it, man. Thanks for coming through. Let's see, Marcus in the building. The GOAT Kenny, absolutely, Kenny's a GOAT, man. Ace is in the building. Salute, Protect the Shield. Salute Nation, appreciate it, man. Hey. Kenny said it best: ill intent, violence, physicality, and pain. That's what it's about. Shout out to AP. Got my boy All Eyes on G in the building, man. Appreciate you coming through. Trill in the building. Raiders. Appreciate you coming through. Ghostmaster in the building. Who will we hire as our OC? We're gonna talk about that. My fellow TRS, the Raider Syndicate member, Turf in the building. What's going on? D Menace in the building. What's going on? Sam in the building, man. I appreciate everybody, man. Got 831 Raider, Angelo in the building. Appreciate all the love, guys. Appreciate it. But I don't want to keep you guys waiting too much longer, man. Like I said, I got a good panel. Got to bring my brothers in the building. Boy, Raider Rundown. What's up, boss?
Man, what's happening, man? What's happening with you, man? What's happening to everybody in the chat, man? Much blessed day here on this Friday, man. I can't wait to get into some of these topics with y'all, man.
Oh, for sure, man, for sure. Let's see, man. Got to bring my man Kenny King Jr. to the building, man. How you doing, boss?
Feeling good, feeling blessed. How y'all doing?
Man, I'm good, man. No complaints here, man. No complaints. I'm feeling good. The Raiders, I feel making some good moves. The only thing that ain't good is some of these fans that's complaining, man. Man. I don't know about y'all, so I'm gonna start it like this. I'm on some demon time today, man. Can we call out these weak fans, these soft fans that came out of nowhere, who are afraid of Jim Harbaugh? We got so many fans that are afraid that Jim Harbaugh's in the AFC West, man. What is going on?
Jim Harbaugh.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like I said, Jungle Jim, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Jim Epler, I don't care who it is. Bring him. I ain't worried about it.
I mean,
and we said it all the time, bro. It's like we go through this division. That's how we know we real. And then by the time we get to the playoffs, we battle tested. So
battle test. And like I said, man, I've been talking a lot about Harbaugh just because I'm a Michigan fan. So I always got to keep it real. But I was able to see him, closely. And again, he's a good coach. I'm not taking that away from him, but I don't think he's necessarily what everybody think he is, man. Like I remember, just a few years ago before the sign stealing started, a lot of us Michigan fans was ready to be done with him.
I got a friend from Detroit, and he sent a freaking certified letter to Harbaugh when he got hired, saying he didn't want him.
Hey.
That's how much he don't like it. And this dude is a Michigan man through and through.
Yeah. See, now me personally, like I wanted him, but 5 straight years losing to Ohio State, not beating Michigan State like we should have, got put, I think 62 points by Ohio State 1 year. And people don't realize like he stepped down from calling offensive plays because our offense wasn't running. So it's just a lot going on, man. But that's neither here or there. But I just don't understand why, where these Raider fans came. They're just afraid of competition, man. Like I'm ready to smash all of them. I'm ready to smash.
Chris, talk, bro. Talk. Yeah. I mean, even with the offense, it's like I know everybody talking about him and Herbert being a parent, but when you really think about it, Jim Harbaugh don't really throw the ball like that. Like if you really want to be honest with it, I looked at his numbers when he was at Frisco. They was like 30th. 22nd in passing attempts. It's like, oh, bro, he's real conservative with the ball in the air. Like you said, he probably gonna sign a fullback, 3 tight ends. You know what I mean? And then we gonna have to deal with that.
A lot of Gruden-ish. Yeah,
it's just another Gruden. I'm not worried about it. It puts us the Chargers. The Chargers are gonna charge her anyway, so I ain't worried about that.
That's a fact.
Exactly. And plus on top of that, they're in salary cap hell. So it's not like he's going to be able to make a whole bunch of moves. I mean, he's going to have to bang out with what they got, and they're going to lose some players anyway, just because of salary cap casualties and stuff like that.
Yeah, like Mike Williams is a guy that might be gone. Khalil for sure because he makes like 20-something mil.
Oh yeah. So So how y'all feel about that, man? Because you know how the nation gets. We get emotional. What would y'all feel, or how would y'all feel if we brought Mac back?
I'd love it.
Would you?
I love in a heartbeat. You pair Mac, Mac with Max and Kuntz and Tyree.
That's crazy.
But the thing that but when I look at it, like I would love to have Mac back, but I'd rather get a Chris Jones or
in the inside.
Like that. Yeah. Tyree's he's shown that he can play D tackle. I think Tyree Wilson's great at D tackle, but bring me a Chris Jones or Leonard Williams or something like that, and let's cook. Let's get it.
Yeah, especially Leonard Williams, man. Like I know Chris Jones gonna be expensive, but I mean, but at least I know Leonard Williams would love to be a Raider. He's wanted to be a Raider since the beginning.
Exactly. I keep talking about Chris Jones. I mean, I just of course I want Chris. I just continuously remind people he's gonna be 30. So just price tag what he want. He's gonna be 30. I done told you who I want. I want that dude from the Ravens. God damn it! Like that Matabike. Oh yeah, I'll take him in a heartbeat, boy. Yeah. So and he young. So I'm looking to get dudes that can be here for years upon years. And anybody we get, I'm looking at AP as like he can develop them. You know what I mean? Like we already saw everybody. So take that game to the next level. Like that's what I want to see.
AP is going to bring in a lot of free agents too. I mean, he's going to. Him himself is going to attract a lot of free agents. Max Crosby is going to attract a lot of free agents. Yep. The no state tax is going to attract a lot of free.
Exactly.
There's a lot of opportunity. I was on a podcast earlier today. This team is really only a couple players away from being a Super Bowl caliber team.
That's what I've been saying. There's
a couple pieces.
Yeah, because and honestly, you made a good point, Kenny, because. If you really think about it, man, and I know people going to think I'm wilding for this, but I mean, I think AP is almost going to have that Dion effect as far as like people wanting to go play for you. Now, I know, that may be reaching a little bit because, he got the top players in the nation to come play at Jackson State and stuff like that. So, I'm not saying that all the top names in the NFL is going to want to come play with us, but, I guarantee some guys that never thought about coming playing with us want to be a part of what we're building, man. They see that.
I mean, I saw on Twitter, after the press conference, you can see a couple players was watching our press conference. Like I could tell a couple NFL players was watching our press conference, seeing him get introduced. I mean, I want to touch on what Kenny said, like no state tax. When everybody talk about Telesco, I brought it up on my show. There's a reason he has to pay all them players when he was with the Chargers. He had to pay them over X amount.
You got to make up. You got to make up for it for the tax.
The state tax got to be made up some way somehow. It's good business. Like you know what I mean? That's just good business.
Have to do. You used to have to do.
Yeah,
exactly. So here he ain't got to do all that. You feel what I'm saying? It's like, all right, bro, I ain't got to overspend for nobody. You know what I mean? Give them a team friendly deal, and they can still get their money.
Yeah. No, that's
Well,
a
also
good point.
nobody wanted to play for the Chargers because the Chargers don't have any fans. So they're like
Right.
you see, like Melvin Gordon said it after he left. He's like, man, it's an away game every single game that we play.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
No, that's a good point. It's like little things like that, like people don't take into account, man. You know, and plus, you know, if you really take a look at the league where it's going now, we're getting a lot of, you know, players. I mean, a lot of former players becoming coaches.
Yeah,
you know, and that's kind of like the new vibe. You know, that's the new wave right now. And I love it. You know, I absolutely love it. You know, like speaking with you, Jackson, the other day, man. I mean, he brought up a good point. It's like, I mean, not only players, but players can really talk to players a certain type of way, you know, and really get the most out of them. Like Dan Campbell is able to talk the way he talks because he's been on that grass with him. He's been in that locker room. You know what I'm saying? And it just sounds different.
It's the respect issue. I mean, you got somebody like Josh McDaniels talking down to you.
Right.
Never played a down of football in his life.
Thank you.
You got a man like AP who won a ring as a captain. Like,
as a captain,
you're going to take that differently. You're going to take it differently. Now, if it's somebody like Tom Coughlin, who's very well respected in the league,
that's different.
That's a different story. It's like a Nick Saban or Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to.
A lot of these cats aren't like that, and they try to talk like that.
Exactly. Is that like, you know, that's perfect because Tom Coughlin, he got 2 rings. I think it's 2. Yeah, he got 2 rings to show for it. You know what I'm saying? And
ain't nothing you can say. Like, you know what I mean? He
there's nothing you can say.
Okay.
There's nothing you can say.
Straight. You
and
know
the
what I
thing
mean?
is,
And like y'all said, like if you don't play ball, you know, we've all at some capacity been around football or played football, and we know when you have a coach, you can tell when he don't know what the hell he's talking about, or you can tell he ain't played. You know what I mean? Because he asked you to do some things. It's like, come on, dog. Like, why are we doing this? You know what I mean? It don't make no sense.
Yeah.
So definitely what y'all saying for sure.
Yeah. I'm just, that's just because what I mean. I don't know. I'm just feeling real good about it, man. Because you know, I'm doing a lot of debates that I've been having about, you know, people not feeling AP's ready because he doesn't have the X's and O's. And again, just like AP said, if I didn't know the X's and O's, I wouldn't have been playing in the league as a captain for so long.
Thank you.
And again, and people don't realize, like, he didn't only just play, but arguably, you know, I know me and Kenny, we probably close the same age. Rundown, you're younger, but like that Giants defense was probably one of the best, you know, defenses of, you know,
easily
the last 20 something years. I mean, it's one of the top ones, and they beat
Tom Brady.
Probably the best offense ever. I don't care what nobody say. That Patriots offense, that was ridiculous.
The one that was 16-0.
Yeah. No one had them winning.
What Tom and Randy together had like 24 touchdowns or something like that. It was something ridiculous.
Rewrote the record books that year. Just rewrote it. It was just nasty, man. And for them to come out,
I wish I was like comprehending football the way I comprehend, because you know I watch, but at the end of the day, back in the day, I was comprehending it the way I comprehended now.
For sure.
It's different. It takes time.
Yeah, for sure.
Like even back when I started playing high school ball, like I didn't really start comprehending it until like my junior year. And then then it clicked and I started understanding the X's and O's. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is why this. And now I'll be sitting in games with my brother, who's just sitting there calling out defenses before it even goes out.
Yep.
Exactly. And honestly, and that's huge, man. Because a lot of times, you know, like for me in high school, it was more or less just based off of athletic ability, you know, and just doing it. But like understanding the game from a cerebral standpoint, I probably didn't learn that until college. You know, and it's like, but it took like another coach to really have me go in there, do film study and understand like this is why you run this and little stuff like that. But you know, you got to play to understand. But so let's just kind of talk about you know, the GM, man. So, you know, of course, there's been a lot of talk about him. You know, a lot of talk about, you know, a lot of us expected Champ Kelly, of course. And again, you know, there's been a lot of talk about it just all over Raider Nation. Some people think Mark dropped the ball, some didn't. But Kenny, let me start with you, man. What's your thoughts on Tom, man?
You know, he wasn't my first choice. I'm a big Champ Kelly guy. I think that, you know, I like Champ and what he was able to do after Ziegler got fired. But I look at it like this. Tom Telesco has the resume. He's got the experience. And if we look at his drafts, he's done a really good job drafting players. He's drafted some great players, not only in Los Angeles, not only with the Chargers, but also with the Colts. He was, you know, the one that found Quentin Nelson. So, You know, those are things that you got to look at. Like Tom's a smart dude, and so he's definitely qualified for the job. He didn't get fired from the Chargers because we put up 63 points. He got fired from the Chargers because he didn't fire Brandon Staley last year.
Thank you.
Let's make that clear. Now, like I said, he wasn't my first choice. You know, Champ was my first choice.
Yeah,
Dodge was my second, but I'm not mad at the Telesco hire.
Yeah. What about you, Rundown?
Same, bro. Like, you know, he wasn't my first choice. I wasn't, you know, I thought it was gonna be Dodds or Champ. But you know, just like Kenny said, like during the press conference, to me, you could kind of like feel the experience. I don't know if I'm tripping a little bit, but just by the way he was talking, you know what I mean? You can kind of feel like he'd been around the block a little bit. And with the Raiders' previous GMs, like somebody said it in the comments, you could tell Ziegler was nervous. You could tell, like, you know, we had new GMs. You feel what I'm saying? So it's their first time in that position. I could feel where Mark is coming from. And just talking about Telesco, like, of course, his early round drafts, right, are better than anything we've done in the last decade, right? You talk about everybody want to be like, oh, he hits in the early round. He only hits in the early rounds and don't hit in the later rounds. If you were
Raider fan, do that. We can't even do that.
Yeah, that should be what you want. It's a complete flip on what we've been doing. Like we ain't been hitting in the first round.
Yeah, I'd rather our first two, 3 picks be hits than our last 4, 5, 6.
Right.
And Kenny, you let me know, and I'm gonna ask you too, Chris. A lot of Charger fans come to me and be like, "Oh, he don't draft no depth." And after that, am I wrong, or is your coach supposed to develop the depth? So if every player came out after the 3rd+ round and was ready to go, everybody should be a Pro Bowler at this point.
They wouldn't be a 3rd-round player.
So what coaches have the Chargers had to develop any depth? 0.
None.
So of course you ain't gonna have none.
Yeah,
exactly. And that's the other thing that I look at too is, okay, so he's hit pretty much every first round. The guys that didn't hit, one was Jerry Tillery, who was a first round pick, and then homeboy from this year. Now Jerry Tillery got picked up by us, and he turned into a pretty solid player. You know,
that's development.
So it's about development. It's about coaching. It's also about fits. I mean, look at Cleveland Farrell. Clee wasn't good. I mean, he was decent with us. Yeah. But now look at him with the Niners. He's actually stepped up and become a solid role player there.
Yeah.
Now I would rather have coaches that can develop players. We know that Antonio Pierce can develop players because look at the linebacking core. The linebacking core is probably the best that it's been in the past 15 years.
Easy.
And we have the same. Everybody's the same except for Spillane. We lost Perry and we got better.
Yeah. No, that's exactly what I was going to say, man. So Rundown, just to answer your question, yeah, I mean, I agree. Like when we start talking about depth and stuff, yeah, to me, that's about developing your players, man. Yeah. You know, and getting the most out of them. Because honestly, and I've been saying it forever, like you guys know how I feel about like Malcolm Kuntz, man. You know, like I've known Malcolm Kuntz could play. Like I just don't understand. Like he didn't necessarily develop under Gruden because I don't think he had the opportunity to. But like we've already seen under Patrick Graham and AP, you know, Mork has developed. Even Amik to a certain extent has developed. And then of course, you know, I think the Divine Diablo is, you know, he's gotten better, and of course, Spillane. You know, I mean, I think a lot of them, man. Nate Hobbs is still playing good, so
everybody improved once AP took over.
Easy, yeah.
Everybody improved, except I would even say even Aiden O'Connell to an extent, because at least he wasn't turning the ball over towards the end of the season. Like that makes a huge difference. You know, if you allow the defense to go out there and do what the defense does, and you're not turning the ball over and putting the defense in a bad position, that's why you win games. That's why we beat KC. That's why we smacked the Chargers. That's why you win these games.
Yeah. Yep. No, I agree. I think and just kind of going back to talking about Tom, I think, you know, a lot of people talk about his drafting, and of course he missed on some of them. But again, I think the perfect example for me, and someone that I would like us to kick the tires on, is that linebacker they drafted, Kenneth Murray. To me, because I loved him out of college, out of Oklahoma.
They drafted him way too high, though. I think that was definitely one of his misses because he traded back in the first round to get him.
Yeah,
I mean, but he should do that.
If I remember right, because I think he came out the same year as was it Queen? Did he come out the same year Queen did?
Yes.
Yeah, so I think they were like 1 and 2. I think for linebackers that year, if I remember right.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I guarantee he's somebody that I think can be like a Spillane as well. Like let AP get his hands on him. I think that dude can play, and I guarantee we can get him for cheap.
No, as an Oklahoma fan, I watched him a lot, and that dude can ball.
He can ball, yeah.
Yeah, I did watch him when he was coming out for sure. What I do want to point out, Charger fans always want to say we take their scraps, but if I recall, every time we sign a Charger dude, they do better with us than they ever did with them. So by that logic, Telesco should come over here and be that boy for real, for real.
Like look at Brandon Faison. That's a prime example.
Oh yeah,
Casey Hayward. You know what I mean? Like these dudes.
Like he came to us and balled.
Yeah, Casey Hayward. Yeah,
Hayward. All those dudes.
No, they do better with us, bro. I don't know what it is, but every time they come,
I agree.
I agree. They do better.
And then even I know a lot of talk about the salary cap, and I don't think the salary cap was all on him, of course. But again, I think people don't understand when your team at a certain point in the window, you're gonna push all your chips in. So that they were at the point where they knew that Herbert was about to come off of his rookie contract, so they knew it was like the time is now to go all in. So yeah, they probably overpaid some people and got some high end free agents and stuff like that. I think JC Jackson and people like that, Khalil Mack, and they were like, this is our window. We got to make it happen. All teams go through that. The Rams went through it, the Rams went through it, but they so happened won the Super Bowl, so it worked for them. Yeah. But they got an elite coach, I think. Yeah, they got a great coach. Yeah, but you try that with Brandon Staley, you're gonna fall flat on your face.
Exactly.
But the mindset's the same. Like the Rams weren't in good. They were in cap hell for a while. Back when the Saints were good. I mean, honestly, let's be real. That's why Sean Payton ran away from the Saints, because he didn't want to deal with that cap. People don't even think about that. Sean Payton's a coward, man. He left them in financial ruins, left for a while, and then decided to go somewhere else. Let's keep it real, man.
Yeah, bro. That's 100%. And I think honestly that whole cap space they in, they can honestly get out of that. Honestly, they can if they cut a couple people. So it's not completely trash as we think it is and as many people think it is. But I mean, you just hearing Telesco, you can hear what he said. He said it multiple times. Like, this team ain't far, bro. Like this team right here ain't far. We need a couple pieces, get better here and there. But other than that, he said it himself. I don't need to gut this roster. I don't need to start over with this roster. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm good.
Like, who was that? Was it Hondo in the presser that asked about that? He's like, oftentimes new GMs come into a situation where it's not ideal. They have to basically redo everything. This is a team that is as bad as Gruden and Mayock were, and as bad as McDaniels and Ziegler were. They were able to put some pieces together. Yeah, they were able to do some solid drafting and put the pieces together to make this a team that can compete. You obviously you got to get rid of some guys on this team. You got to get rid of Jimmy. You got to get rid of Brian. But you have the pieces around you. You've got Max. You've got Spillane. You've got Jack Jones, who's still on a rookie deal. Then you draft a quarterback. Then you got 2 quarterbacks on rookie deals. So he's coming into a very beautiful cap space where he's like, I have a lot to play around with. If I have a quarterback on a rookie contract, guess what? That gives us a 4-year window.
Exactly.
4-year window to cook.
Exactly. Really 5 years. I mean, because you can get the 5th year option. Or no, or do the quarterbacks automatically get 5?
Quarterbacks usually end up getting a contract their 3rd or 4th.
Yeah, you want to show that up over the 3rd.
Yeah,
up on the 3rd year.
But I mean, but still gives you a 3 to 4 year window, especially that first year of the quarterback contract. You can back end it, or you can put it more into a signing bonus or something like that. So there's a lot you can do to play around with those contracts.
Yeah,
so I keep saying, man, like, get a quarterback, man. We get a quarterback this year, like y'all saying, 3 years, right? After the 3 years, you can extend him, and then by that time, we already know we got to do in 3 years, right? Yeah. So, like, if we're extending him in 3 years, then we straight. We're pretty much good at this point. But if not, move the fuck on and then get another one. You know what I mean? That's basically what it is.
And plus, I think we can get some cap relief with people are tripping about Devontae's contract. I think Mark has the capital now where he can restructure, give more on a bonus and make the cap hit a little less. I mean, there's a lot of things in the financials that we can make it work. So
Right.
I'm not worried. Plus, we're getting a lot of the dead cap, all that dead money back that we had for some of those bums in the last few years. So I'm excited. Yeah, honestly. So I've been wondering what's the deal with his number. Are we getting his money back?
Nope. Mark could pursue it.
Detrimental to the team.
Yeah, he could pursue it for detrimental to the team. I think that he's trying to do him a solid by like, hey, let me give you your money so you can get paid. But
I wouldn't. He better than me.
Nah, bro. Mm-hmm. All he's using his money on is weak tattoos and bonfires. So
yeah, like, studio sessions, bro. He over there, he's weak on studio sessions.
Bro, on that fucking Zahar or something. Like, I don't
know. Yeah, it's just I don't know. I'm just excited, man. I'm really excited. I think that and another thing, when you look how our team is just constructed now, we had one of the cheapest defenses.
Yeah.
Not to mention, and we're in the sending defense. So, I mean, as a man, I don't know. I'm just, as a GM, you're in a good spot. Honestly, you're in a good spot. Like, to me,
I don't need to pick no head coach, which was really his problem last time, right? Yeah. Like Kenny said, he stuck to Brandon Staley way too long. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that was his issue. If he didn't do that, he might still be over there. So,
right.
I mean, just me. I continuously say it. Watching him, you can tell it just look like, thank God I have a head coach, bro. Like thank God I do not have to pick that.
And you know he gonna be scared to say anything to AP.
Oh yeah.
AP check his ass in the
Oh man, yeah, like dealing with Suge Knight or something. But not, but really though, but just hearing him, one thing that I like, I mean, for someone that got so much experience as a GM, he didn't come off as a know-it-all. He came off as somebody that wants to be collaborative. And to me, that's everything, man. Because we've had coaches, whether it's Gruden or McDaniels, who were pretty much know-it-alls because they thought they were gurus, and now you got someone that's like, hey, let's work together. You do your strong point. I focus on my strong point, and let's make this thing work, man.
Yeah. So, also, people talk about the cap stuff, the cap over in San Diego and LA. Telesco's not going to be worrying about the cap. He's not going to have to manage the cap. We have a capologist.
Yeah.
And so he basically will go to the capologist, like, what can we do? How can we make this work? And so it's not where he has to manage it himself, or he's not hamstrung by, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that. He's got input, and I think that's going to give him a lot more opportunities as well. So I'm definitely warming up to the idea of him.
Yeah, for sure.
Question for y'all real quick. After hearing the news that now, Jim Harbaugh is going there, but apparently he has like damn near 90% control. So he's going to be able to choose players and staff and all that. So, baby, he's going to run the organization. After hearing that, are y'all more comfortable with the more collaborative effort, or y'all, would still have kicked the tires on the Harbaugh thing?
Oh, no, I like the collaborative. I don't want another coach who has total control. It didn't work with McDaniels. It didn't work with Gruden. It didn't work with Jack Del Rio. And so have a collaborative effort. Have your coach your team. Have your GM put players on the team. Now, the coach will say, hey, I would like this player, or I need a player that has this type of mentality, or this player that does this. And the GM say, okay, let's go get it. Like, that's fine. But don't be like, oh, well, it's my way or the highway. That shit doesn't work. Unless you're Tom Coughlin, that shit does not work.
Does not work, bro.
But you know what? Even with Tom Coughlin, if you even think about his later years, he started rubbing the team the wrong way, where they're ready to get rid of him anyway. I mean, it doesn't work unless you win. If you don't win, exactly. Hey, Big Bill on the outside looking crazy right now.
That bit him, it bit him towards the end. It bit him in the ass. You know what I mean? Like every team that does that, it never ends well. You know what I mean? Because after a while, it's too many hats that one person is wearing. You feel what I'm saying? You're gonna mess up at one portion. If you have too many jobs, you're not gonna be able to do one thing, you know what I mean, the right way as you're supposed to.
Just do it the Raider way. That's it.
Facts, man. Mark smartened up, man. Just go ahead and make it collaborative.
Finally, shit.
Yeah, for sure. Like I'm hype. So let's kind of talk about these quarterbacks, man. So I know there's a lot of discussion about quarterbacks. You know, some people want to vet, some people want certain rookies, some people want to give up, mortgage a future for, you know, one of the top three. Kind of where do you guys fit? We'll start off with you, Rundown. I pretty much kind of know where you stand, but as we've been talking, I know you've kind of opened up to some different things, but kind of where are you standing at this point?
Well, first and foremost, like my number one plan, go get your guy, bro. Like go get your dude. You know what I mean? Like when you look around the league, pretty much a lot of people that had their quarterback to some degree went up and got it. We even look in the division. Kansas City went up and got Mahomes. It's not like he just fell in their lap. You know what I mean? Like they traded up and got him. I think Buffalo traded up and got Josh Allen. Did they not? If I'm not mistaken, or did he fall in their laps?
I don't remember that one.
Regardless of it, most people are trading up. It don't mean you got to go to number one, right, and give a big haul. But say Jaden Daniels start falling a little bit, slipping a little bit, do it. You know what I mean? Like, why? What are you waiting for? And if it don't work, it don't work, bro. But you took the swing. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? Because I feel like the veteran route that we keep doing, like, is gonna lead to this same path. You know what I mean? Like after 2 years, it's a wrap, and we got to do the same thing all over again. Like, I don't want to keep doing that.
Yeah. So what's your thoughts on like Devontae kind of making a push for Cousins? Are you against that?
See, this is my thing. He said Cousins, right? But people don't want to talk about in the same interview. He did talk about Stroud and a rookie.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
He did talk about like if there's a certain rookie I like, which there is, right? We all know who that is. Yeah. But if there's a certain rookie I like, I don't care. You know what I mean? I'll do what I got to do. So I think he'll be fine if we get one of them top flight dudes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I got a big three. My number one is Jaden Daniels. I think that just it makes the most sense, right? You listen to Tom Telesco in the interview. He wants to bring back that old school Raider football. You run the ball hard, you throw the ball downfield. That's what you get with a Jaden Daniels. You get a quarterback who can throw the ball downfield. He's got a deep arm. Everybody's all worried about his size. He's the same height, or he's an inch taller and a pound heavier than Aiden O'Connell. And so that whole
I didn't realize that. I didn't realize
it's the body
it looks different.
He carries a lot of his weight in his face, so you know he's got that. He's still got that baby face, but yeah, they're the same. They're basically the same size. So you look at
that's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah, so he's not going to get killed. To a Raider Paul who's talking about he's going to get killed. No. Kyler Murray doesn't get killed, and Kyler Murray is a midget. Like
Lamar don't get killed.
Lamar don't get killed. You know, the only quarterbacks who get killed are the ones that sit in the pocket. So that stigma of they're too skinny, or we don't want a quarterback who can run because he gets hurt. I'm sorry, I want a quarterback who can run so he doesn't get hurt. And so get out of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like look at that. Facts. So those are things I look at. My top three though: Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams, and Michael Penix. All those guys, they can throw the ball. They have durability. Look, I know people worry about Penix's his knees, but Penix didn't get hurt last season. He wasn't hurt last season. He injured his knees a couple years ago, and so he's shown that durability. So that's those are things I look at. But yeah, I want J5, no doubt.
Kenny, please, because I saw you second one, right? And I argue with the dudes of the group, right, that we got right here. I argue with them all the time about Caleb Williams, right? It's like me on a hill versus all of them, right? I'm like, bro, I don't care. I want Caleb. They don't want him. Dude, he's real, bro. He's real.
He's gonna be one of the top quarterbacks in the league.
Oh, he's real, bro.
I mean, he has. If you look at the way he plays just like Mahomes. And
come on,
he does. I mean, look at him. He's gonna be. He's the next potentially Mahomes. I mean, he's got all the ability in the world. He makes crazy throws. He makes
besides mental toughness, man. That's where he lacks it to me, man.
The mental toughness thing that you think about, but at the same time, like, I want to know what's going on with him, because there's obviously something mentally that's affecting him, because he wasn't like that in Oklahoma. And so I want to know like what that is. But I definitely think as a player, he's got all the ability to be a top player.
Now I agree with that. Now rundown. Now we never whenever we debate about him, we never say anything about his physical talent, his physical ability.
Right.
What do I always say? I always say it's like
mental.
yeah, it's like that maturity for me, man. It's like it's just from the neck up, man. It's just like I don't know, man. And to me, what I think it is, kind of what Kenny was talking about, like from a mental standpoint, I think it might be pressure. Like what I'm saying? Like I mean, honestly, I really think it might be the pressure. You got a guy that's he's going to get a whole lot of pressure in the NFL because he's going to get a bag. The team is going to want him to make moves happen now, and I don't know, man. I just
can I say this, Chris? I'll say this because I say it all the time. I think me and you even argue about this at one time. The greatest quarterback of this generation, he holds a lot sometimes. He be holding a lot sometimes. Mahomes, bro, he cries a lot too. If we want to be serious, he be holding sometimes, bro.
But that's different, bro. That is completely different. No, because
I've never seen. Guess what? I'm gonna say this. I've never seen no starting quarterback cry the way he cried to Josh Allen after that offsides that one time. And he for damn sure ain't say nothing like that this last game.
But he was
good game, Josh, and walked off.
Nah, that's different. That's different. That's different. I'm not letting you ride with that. I'm not letting you ride with that.
Tom Brady
it's different,
huh?
Tom Brady cried.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. It's like I think like Caleb cries because he's like sad and hurt. Where like Mahomes is crying because he's like fired up. He's competitive. It's like
it's just LA and the Hollywood that's doing it to him. Once you get him to Vegas, you get him around a guy like Max Crosby. He ain't gonna cry no more.
That's what AP. You get him around AP.
AP might make the boy crumble, man.
That's what I was about to say. Like, mental toughness, AP might make him cry. But that's
what I'm saying.
That's the same reason I don't want to go out and get like a Russell Wilson. People are talking about bringing Russell Wilson.
Yeah, dear God, no.
He gonna make Russell Wilson cry. If Pete Carroll made Russell Wilson cry, if Sean Payton made Russell Wilson cry, AP gonna make that motherfucker cry.
He don't fit, bro. He don't fit here. The mentality don't fit here.
He doesn't.
AP said it best, right? He said not everybody is supposed to put on this jersey. I said it with Turk yesterday, bro. Even with the fan base, we too lenient with who put these colors on for the past decades, bro.
I agree.
Players, fans, bro, too lenient with who put these colors on. And some people don't be deserving to wear this, bro. Like, that's just real.
Like Marcus Peters coming in wearing 24 and playing like
my God.
Corey Littleton hemorrhaging money, right? You really just dudes just hemorrhaging money from us, bro, and they don't deserve to wear these colors.
Yeah, no, that's yeah.
We finally out of Corey Littleton's fucking contract
this year.
Yeah, his finally comes out. I think who was it? It was him, Kenyon Drake, and I think someone else.
What's the corner too? LaMarcus Joyner, the safety.
Yeah, LaMarcus Joyner. Yeah,
come off the books too.
Yeah, and and that's what I'm saying. Like that's why that's huge getting that money back. And and honestly, I don't care what Mark says about Chandler. Go get your money back because Chandler was wilding. Chandler was trying to. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
Chandler was sitting there, accusing Mark of being a pedophile.
Right. Right.
Yeah, that don't slide to me.
No,
I'm gonna have to get that joke about.
Yeah, it's nothing to joke about, especially in the climate it is now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like you get the right people hearing that stuff, they're gonna try to take your team from you, man.
There's gonna be an investigation on your ass tomorrow.
For sure.
I see in the chat here, Hardcore Raiders. He got a question.
Yeah. So he said, so ask Kenny King, what do you think of if Hugh Jackson was a senior offensive assistant?
I've been kind of campaigning for Hugh Jackson to be offensive coordinator. I think that people
Let's
forget.
Go.
They forget him. They forget how he was as an offensive coordinator. They remember who he was as a head coach. Hugh Jackson as an OC is a fucking demon. He had Jimmy Campbell playing at Pro Bowl level before he got hurt. Hugh Jackson as a head coach, no, absolutely not. But you pair Hugh Jackson with AP and Patrick Graham, we gonna fucking cook.
Right. No, absolutely. Salute Jack Kenna, man, for the super, man. Appreciate it. He said, Kenny, salute, brother. It's been a hot minute since seeing you and Cody. As a Raiders are running back, how important is it to have a great offensive tackle blocking for you?
Yeah. First and
Good
foremost,
question.
I'm not 65, so I'm not my dad.
Ah.
I thought I looked younger than that. But nah, me and Cody, Cody don't do any podcasts anymore. That's the problem with Cody. Is he's too busy throwing parties and tailgates and shit.
Oh,
But,
yeah.
But no, for Raiders running backs, looking at it from a running back perspective, because I did play running back in high school for a couple of years.
Mhm.
It's great to have a tackle blocking for you, but it's always great to have all offensive lines blocking for you, and also that know your run style. That's a huge part of it, because if you're a running back and if you're a power back, you want your lineman to be able to open up the hole immediately.
Yeah.
If you're more of a scat back like a Josh, you want somebody who's going to be able to block in that zone.
Yeah,
system, who's going to know
and it can move and can pull. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. No, that's a good point. Going back, touching on the Hugh Jackson again, everyone knows how I feel about him, but I always try to remind people that as a coordinator, people forget that literally we went from the 31st ranked offense to the 6th. People don't realize that. It is not even like we had dogs.
With
you know what I'm saying?
Campbell.
With Jason Campbell. We had Jason, and a whole bunch of just fast receivers. We had the Hayward Bays, and I think Jacoby Ford was there, and we had and he knows how to use a tight end. He made Zach Miller was a Pro Bowler.
Yeah.
So it's stuff like that, and
swept the division.
Undefeated division. Beat them boys up, man. Beat them boys up. And then and then even as a head coach, like that offense was rolling until, literally from an emotional standpoint. Yeah, I know we had some tough years with Gruden, but like emotionally, that was probably the toughest year as a Raider organization. Losing Al Davis, and then the very next week you lose your starting quarterback for the season. Then the very next week you lose Darren McFadden, who was the MVP leading candidate, and we still ended up 8-8 one game. And in our last game we was playing for the playoffs. Yeah, and people forget that, man. It's like how soon you forget. I don't get it.
Hugh Jackson lost his job is because he leveraged the future for Carson Palmer. If Carson Palmer would have panned out, he would have still had his job. But the only reason he lost his job is because when he wanted to get Carson Palmer at the beginning of the year, Al Davis said no. When Al passed away, Hugh brought in Carson Palmer and leveraged the future. Carson Palmer unfortunately didn't pan out for us, and that's what basically lost him his job.
Yeah, that, and also, but then even if you go a little deeper, it's not even like Carson Palmer didn't have anything left in the tank. No, it was just like at that point,
wasn't great.
Yeah, but it was like, but even once he went to like the Cardinals, he still had some great years ahead of him. So he still had more in the tank. It just didn't happen as soon.
We didn't even have any.
And I think that's what kills a lot of coaches, honestly. Like, and that's what AP needs to figure out right now. Like, not having a quarterback is gonna kill you as a coach. Yep. It's just gonna kill you. You know what I mean? And if the quarterback play is not good, then everybody gonna look at you and be like, "Oh, well, you either brought him in or you stuck with him." Exactly. So that's on you, and that's why AP gonna look for his future right now. He has
to. I would take the guy that the guy that you've known since a little kid, the guy that was in the locker room when we beat the brakes off the Broncos.
Yeah,
like that's our guy. Jaden, I believe Jaden is going to be a Raider, and I feel like Jaden will be a great Raider, and he's somebody who Devontae will want, and he's somebody who is going to be able to fit in the offense, and is going to make Josh Jacobs' job easier. And I'm all in.
Okay, so then let's talk. So let's talk costs. Then, so can we know? So for one, where do you think we gotta do you think we need to go to number one to get him? Like, is it that much of a risk? Because
I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be mad if we went to one.
Like, I don't think we got to go to one to get him. I think
you don't think so.
I think top 5.
I wouldn't be mad if we took him at one though. Like if we took him at one, I wouldn't be mad.
Yeah, because it's like that's our guy. Because it's a risk. Because like Kenny said, that's his number one guy. I hear a lot of people want Caleb, but who knows how the combine's going to be? Who knows how?
He's not doing nothing in the combine. I guarantee it.
Well, yeah, not come up pro day. He'll probably have the pro day.
Yeah, he'll have a pro day.
And then I from you got other. I don't know who's all gonna be in the combine. I don't know. I think probably Bo Nix probably will. He's gonna try to get up his stuff. But
Penix.
Yeah, Penix.
Yeah. See now Penix is the one that I fell out of love with him, man, because my Wolverines just made him look real nasty, bro. They made him look real nasty. Going into the game, I'm like, if he balls out against Michigan, I'm gonna give him some props. But they beat up that boy.
Do you think because I don't know. I'm starting to think that Penix and AOC kind of got like a similar skill set. Now, obviously, I think Penix is a little more athletic. No. I think Penix is a little more athletic. But when we talk about like he wasn't moving like that. He wasn't moving well at all against y'all. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, well, he didn't have a chance. He didn't have a chance.
But started making him move, he looked like uncomfortable, and he was not accurate. And his number one thing is accuracy. So if that's off,
he was throwing it everywhere. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like with Daniels, like if he's not having an accurate day, at least I know your boy can run for however many yards. You feel me? Like I'm straight. But if Penix not accurate, where are we going?
It's like, I mean, I see somebody saying another quarterback from LSU. People got to get out of that.
I know. Like, come on. Yeah.
Like, because I was one of those. I don't like Ohio State quarterbacks. I don't like Oregon quarterbacks. But I mean, shit,
that's why I didn't want Stroud for that reason.
Yeah, like, CJ Stroud changed that whole game. Justin Fields is not a bad quarterback. Justin Fields is just in a really shitty situation. And that's another opportunity. That's another option that I would look at too, is Justin Fields, because he has that similar skill set. And you pair him with a guy like Cliff Kingsbury who can, tap into that, or Hugh. Like, I want somebody who knows. I want an offensive coordinator who knows how to coach, like in this era of football. Like, I don't want somebody who's going to have 42 tight ends and 3 fullbacks.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah,
and then somebody with pre-snap motion, something. Damn.
Yeah. And honestly, but that's the thing, man. Like, I want that more. I still want a pro style offense. I don't know if I'm ready to convert to a Cliff Kingsbury yet, though, man. Because
I told y'all last week though, it's still gonna be elements of AP, even if you get Kingsbury, because you got to remember AP gonna want to run the ball. So you got to think in these interviews when he's interviewing Cliff for all these dudes, like, okay, I understand what you run, but will you be able to add some physicality to that, right? Like, are we still going to be able to run the ball and all that? That's the questions.
I mean, it is, but then you got to think like Kingsbury. It's like it's almost like you would have to have a hybrid offense at that point, and then. But then it's like it's kind of tricky, because like we were talking earlier, you would almost need 2 different sets of offensive linemen, because in Kingsbury you need those zone type guys that can get out and pull and all that stuff, but them power guys aren't doing that, man.
You think Jacobs don't run the zone well?
Huh?
Jacobs don't run the zone well?
Oh, no, he does. No, but I'm saying if we got
the line to do it though. We have the line to run zone.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. What do you think that AP is going to want to do though?
I think AP is going to want to do whatever's best for the team.
Fact, I don't think it matters.
You look at Josh. You don't want to move. You don't want to change too many things, right? You know what works, because you got Josh Jacobs. You bring him back. You got Devontae Adams. You bring him back. My biggest question mark on what AP is going to do is around Hunter Renfrow and what he does with Renfrow.
He's gone.
Yeah.
He has to. I mean, I've been saying it all year. Like, Trey Tucker is the reason we not gonna see Hunter Renfrow no more. That's just the basis of it. You know what I mean? Whatever offense coordinator, especially if it's Cliff gonna come in here and see Trey Tucker and be like, "Oh yeah, bro." Immediately, I'm
excited about her. Now I ain't gonna lie. Now Trey Tucker and that Cliff Kingsbury offense could get nasty. That could get nasty. I could see him. Like, I could see Devontae moving around, routing people up, and Trey just.
I need that
out of there.
Right there.
And think about all the trick plays that we can run out too. You got Jacoby who can throw the ball too. So I'm kind of Cliff would be a great,
and we're not even talking about Michael Mayer. Like, once he get involved, so
but then again, what can he do in the Kingsbury's offense though? And plus,
they're gonna have to scheme him open, bro. Like,
and plus, also, let's think about Jacobs. like if honestly, I think he runs better with a fullback in the backfield.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you think about it, he runs better with a fullback.
Definitely ain't gonna have no damn fullback with Cliff.
That's what I'm saying.
No,
Well,
he's not doing it.
if you had an Alec Ingold, but you're not going to have Jakob Johnson.
There you go.
Right, exactly. So, man, speaking of Hunter Renfrow, man, he said my boy Hunter was paid $16 million this season and finished with 25 catches, 255 yards in 17 games. That boy made $646,000 per catch.
But you know what? I blame Josh McDaniels for that.
Fact.
Yeah,
I blame Josh McDaniels because he didn't utilize him. And he hated the way that Hunter runs his routes because he doesn't run his routes the way that Josh McDaniels wanted. And so, you know, I feel like as much as I love Hunter Renfrow, I think that he's one of those dudes that once a Raider, always a Raider. I think we move on from him. You know, reunite him with Derek. Let him go to New Orleans. I think he'll have a lot of success down there. But we gotta move on from him. I think it's like $8 million that we get if we get rid of him.
Yeah, Daniel say right there, $21 million saved if you get rid of him and Jimmy.
Yeah.
See, I keep hearing different stuff about Jimmy though, man. I keep hearing that we don't get no draft relief or no cap relief.
As long I believe it's after the June 1st deadline, we can get cap relief.
Okay.
It's before if we release him before June, then we get cap release. If we have him on the schedule after June. Or if we have him on the roster after June, then we don't get anything.
Oh yeah.
But it's still a dead money hit too, though.
There's still a dead money hit, but it's not a full hit. So it's not the 25 million. So Daniel said it here, it's 13 million. So after June, it's 13 million.
Okay,
that's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, if we can, I don't know. But yeah, overall, man, I think we got a lot of pieces, man. But yeah, Hunter got to go. Because you know we can blame McDaniels, I think, but he didn't help himself either, though. I mean, there was a lot of drop catches. I mean, he just, I don't know. I'm just
after his concussion last year is when the production started to go down.
Yeah. Oh yeah, fumbled in the red zone. Yeah, again in that Miami game. Man,
we would have won that game if we would have. Yeah,
I forgot about that because that was the only time we got in the red zone.
He fumbled in Minnesota too. He fumbled against Minnesota.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was like on the 9-yard line. It was
Hunter. He's got to go, bro.
Yeah,
he's got to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As soon as I saw them draft Trey, I'm not even okay. As soon as I saw them draft Trey Tucker, I was like, oh yeah, bro, the writing's on the wall. On the wall, bro. Because you could just see the skill set, and you like this and the size. You like, oh yeah, bro, he's playing slot. There's no other position for this man to play.
Yeah, and Trey, and he's not like just a typical like slot guy. Like you could tell, like he's built like he's like a little tank. He's athletic, doing back flips
inside. Yeah,
and I love the fact that he's a student of the game. Like he's like a shadow of Devontae. Like he's he's like connected at his hip, man. Stuff like that is just.
Devontae said he's one of the most mature rookies that he's ever seen.
Oh, he said he is the most. Yeah, he said that. Yeah. He said that's a favorite rookie he's ever had.
Yeah.
So you gotta let that ride, bro. Like you gotta let that develop. Like you can't stash that on the bench.
For sure. Yeah, let me get to some of these comments, man. I appreciate everybody that's in the comments, man. I know you guys have said a lot, man, and they just been going crazy, man. But there was a couple questions that I saw. My boy T Severe in the building, man. Shout out to T for Severe. He said, let Jacobs walk and give that money to Kuntz, Spillane, Hobbs. I want to keep Jacobs. I
don't know.
The only way you don't keep Jacobs is if you draft Corn. And you're not drafting Corn. So
I like Blake now. But isn't Blake and Zamir kind of the same type of runner?
No.
Yeah. Zamir, he stepped up. He stepped up at the end, though.
Yeah.
But what did Jim run? Power or zone?
Power. He runs a lot of but the thing is, they run all power. But the thing is, Quorum, for one, Quorum's not a home run hitter like that. Like his I guarantee his 40 times gonna hurt him.
He's a pure power back.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he's shifty enough, but he's almost kind of like you know how Jacobs is. Like Jacobs, you know, he'll break, but he'll get walked down. That's kind of how Corum is. But Corum before he got injured last year, Corum was a monster. He was
Yeah,
a
bro.
monster.
Yeah,
So
bro.
that injury hurt him. But but no, I want to keep Jacobs. I think people still don't value him, but I think as long as he kind of keeps his word, well, I ain't gonna say keep his word, but like reading between the lines, I think he is going to take a hometown discount to stay with AP because he wants to be there. You know, I think.
Oh, no.
I think that's
Hey, Chris, no, bro, you got to stand on that, Chris. He said that. All right, he said it. It'd be different if we would have to read between the lines, but he said it on record. I would take less money to play with AP. He said that.
Yeah.
So, then there it is. There it is.
Then he gonna have to stand on that. That's
he got to stand, and I think he will.
And I
he got to stand on that.
I talked to Josh. It's not about the money. It's not. He wants a long-term deal. You know, Josh wants stability. That's what all running backs want. They want.
That's all they want.
They're the most overused players in the National Football League, and they get the least amount of respect. So they want to make sure that, hey, I'm set. Like, I want to be set, and that's what Josh wants. He wants that stability. He wants to make sure that he's set, and I think that he's earned it. You know, he's breaking every single Raider rushing record. So the man definitely earns it.
No
How
doubt.
old is he right now?
25. Yeah, 24, 25. Yeah.
25.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You can get him for like 3 years.
Yeah. I mean, you got to think Nick Chubb's is 27. You know what I'm saying?
More injuries with Nick Chubb too. More major injuries with
Nick Chubb. Nick had he's had knee injuries since college.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You got to think Jacobs didn't really get no wear and tear in college for real.
Jacobs was the third back on the roster. He only had like 600 carries his whole career.
Right.
So Josh he's still got tons of miles left on those legs. I see here Angelo Reyes says free agency valuation is 4 years at $43 million. That ain't bad. That ain't bad at all.
10 per.
We paid him. We paid him 12.5 this year, I think. And so,
I'll give him 10 all day. That's not a problem.
Yeah.
That's not a problem.
I mean, especially if you talking about getting a young quarterback, I'd feel way better having Jacobs back there.
Yeah,
you know, with a Daniels or something like that. I feel like that right there would give me more ease.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see. Let's see how many more good years do you see JJ having?
That's why I asked how old he was, like 3, 4.
Yeah, I'm gonna say because you know they used to say running backs are usually good until about 30, but you know I would say around 27, 28. That's probably when you may start seeing a small decline. But yeah, a 3-year deal for a 3-year deal for Josh shouldn't be a problem at all.
That's all the good years right there. No gap. Like that. All the 3 years, if we get him for that, them 3 years is the good years. After that, then it's pretty much we'll see where we at after that.
I'd give him 3 years with a 4th-year option.
Fact.
Yeah. Yep.
3 years with a 4th-year option, backload it, give him a huge signing bonus.
Yep.
He'll be happy with that.
I fully agree. Agree.
I mean, cause honestly, that's what I've always wanted to give him anyway, man. I just like the dude, and I think a lot of people kind of turned their back on him just because he wanted to use the only leverage that he had, because that as a running back, that's the only leverage you have is when you're coming off of, you know, you're the rushing champ for that year, you know, in a contract year, like that's your only chance, because you're not going to get a chance again because, you know, so I'm not mad at him for wanting to try to get the best he could get. So, you know,
maybe we can restructure some things like Angelo says right there too. Maybe we can restructure some people this year, you know what I mean? We could talk them into like, all right, restructure. Let's keep a couple people. Let's try to sign some more. Who knows?
Yeah. Yep. I mean, I think, with the right, you know, with the right moves, man, we can make a lot of, I mean, make a big jump, you know, at the end of the day. So, you know, I can't, and I just don't understand how our fan base can sit here and still not be happy at this point. I mean, we've been through a lot, you know, for a long time, just as fans, and we still have so much negativity within the fan base. I just don't get it, man. I just don't get it.
It's just, I mean, I think it's because we've been losing for so long, you know what I mean? And when you losing, everybody got their opinions on how things should be going and how things should be looking. But once you win, you know what I mean, all that go out the window and everybody
It all goes
united.
out the window.
Oh yeah, people forget about it.
Oh,
So
yeah.
the last little topic I want to go through before we wrap it up, man. I want to talk about offensive coordinators, just kind of a little deeper. Because there's a couple names that I like. Really two names that I like, and I wonder why more people aren't talking about them. And people might think I'm crazy, but the first name is, unless I missed something, but I think Ken Dorsey would be a good OC.
Oh, come on.
But why not though? But let's talk about it. You got to think. He really helped develop Cam Newton from the beginning. You know, when Cam first came in, Cam had the best rookie season ever as a rookie.
Right.
You know, three Pro Bowls. League MVP. All this is as you know. Ken Dorsey was the quarterback coach. He went over to Buffalo after that. Josh Allen had a bad rookie season, very bad. But then after that, Josh Allen started balling, and again, that's under Ken Dorsey, man.
Hey, look, I don't want an offensive coordinator that I sacked in high school. So,
come on, man, come on, that ain't fair now. That ain't fair, man. Take your personal feelings out. Like, nah, I want you calling the play. I body slammed you.
Because no, I'm bitter because Ken Dorsey's high school, we never beat them. Never beat them.
See, this is personal, man.
My 4 years in high school, my 4 years, we never beat them. My senior year, we went 11-2.
Yeah,
we lost the championship game. Guess who we lost it to? Ken Dorsey's team. So screw them.
Hey, was he a dog in high school?
Oh, that boy was nasty.
Yeah, he was a dog in college too.
Yeah,
he was a dog in college too.
Yeah,
why are we not talking about Eric Bieniemy a little bit more?
See, I would love Bieniemy, but I don't think that, you know, I don't think he would be considered. I think Hondo said that we would look into him. I just think with the Freddie B situation, I can't see that happening, but I could be wrong.
I mean, Tom Cable got a job. Tom Cable, but he also
was his domestic or was his just
his was domestic, but he apologized to Freddie, so he got cleared by Freddie to come back.
Might have to do that.
Yeah, Gruden had to get clearance for that, but that was approved by Freddie.
Okay,
I like the Zach Robinson. I mean, you know, I said already he might go to Atlanta because of Raheem. But I like Zach.
There's a few teams that's looking at him though.
Yeah, I know, bro. He's a hot candidate.
I like Cliff too. I mean, I do like Cliff.
I will take Cliff.
See, I just don't know, man. I'm not fully bought in. I mean, the thing about Cliff, I love the tempo of his offense. I love it because I think we do best when we're have that higher tempo. You know, when we're got some rhythm going.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I'm not mad at the Cliff talk. I'm really not, because I could see him really opening up our offense with our receivers. It could get nasty. It really could.
I mean, but you talk about quarterback development. I mean, look at his list. Boy, got a list. And no cap, I remember he was telling everybody that would listen about Patrick Mahomes. I remember that.
Yeah.
Because Patrick Mahomes wasn't no highly touted prospect either. You know what I'm saying? It took convincing. And I remember he was like, bro, yeah, Mahomes is it. Mahomes is it. Mahomes is it.
But the thing is, but how good was Mahomes under him though?
What? Mahomes was real under him. I mean,
he was cool, but like Mahomes is all about that development that Andy doing.
Look at his stats at Texas Tech, Chris.
I think it was more EB than Andy though.
Yeah, EB, and
Tyreek and Kelsey.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say, you know, Mahomes was Mahomes in college like he is now, but bro, he was real.
He was solid. He was
cool. Solid, I mean, I'm saying he was cool, but like for him to get to the next level, I mean, and plus he had the opportunity to sit a year, so it was almost like he redshirted. He was able to sit behind who was Alex Smith at the time. So.
Bro, in his final game at Texas Tech, this man threw 586 yards with 6 touchdowns.
bro. I mean, I get it. I'm just saying. It's just like that development is of Mahomes being who he is. I think if he got drafted anywhere else, I don't think
I have his
don't
career
necessarily think he's
stats.
going to be the same.
His career stats at Texas Tech in 3 years was 11,252 passing yards with 93 touchdowns.
Jesus.
I mean, that's crazy.
Come on, bro. Like
That is crazy. That is crazy.
That's insane. So Kingsbury was responsible for some of that. Most of that.
For sure. No, he has a exciting offense, and you know, I'm not mad at him at all. But what about Byron Leftwich?
I thought about that. They're not even talking to him.
Exactly. I don't know why no one's talking about him.
I like Leftwich.
Me too.
I think he's done a good job. But he's somebody who I had on the list. He's definitely on the list, but he's not a top candidate. I would say he's probably like number 4 or 5 for me. I like Frank Smith. Frank Smith out of Tennessee. He's familiar with the Raiders. He was the tight end coach with us.
But has he been? Wait, is he an OC now?
He's Miami's OC.
Yeah.
Okay. But is he running the show though?
No, you know he's not running the show.
See,
McDaniels do that.
Yeah, McDaniels is a different animal. That dude.
Yeah, he's a whiz kid, man.
Yeah.
But same thing with Zach Robinson. I mean, like, you know, he don't run that show. We know they call him play.
Give me anybody from that Shanahan tree, and I'm happy.
I've been saying that fact.
Yeah. But that's the thing. But then again, it's like it goes back to, do we want an offensive coordinator that got some true experience? Because you got to think we're likely going to have a rookie quarterback. We still got a rookie head coach. You know, like, I don't know. I somewhere sprinkled in there, I want somebody that's been there.
But there is experience on the defensive side.
Cliff's been there.
Facts. Cliff has been there.
Byron's been there,
done that.
But I like Byron. That's what I'm saying. Byron and Ken Dorsey. Oh, even Kellen Moore. I know people don't like Kellen Moore.
Nah.
But Kellen had some good. Okay, all right.
Because
I ain't gonna fight that fight.
Social media quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, because we thinking about the realm of like having a young QB. So like whoever comes in here needs to know how to develop a quarterback. Yes, needs to.
Like,
it's a must, or it's not gonna work.
I feel like Cliff could relate to Jaden and be like, hey, look, you know, this is how we're gonna do things. How do you like to play? You know, and really build the offense around that instead of coming in, because what we've had in offensive coordinators and head coaches as of late is you have somebody who comes in and tries to install their system. If you don't fit their system, then you're not going to succeed.
You.
Yeah. Have a coach who's going to come in here and say, okay, let me mold my style of coaching to your style of play. That's why Mike McDaniel's so successful down in Miami, is because he didn't try to change Tua. He said, all right, let's see what Tua's strengths are and let's build on that.
No, I agree. I agree 1,000% there. And I think that's why Byron Leftwich really comes to mind, because it's like, you know, what was it? 4 years he was in Tampa. 3 of those years as offensive coordinator, they had a top 3 offense. And it's not like people are going to be like, oh, well, yeah, Tom Brady, but he also did it with Jameis too. You know, and Jameis and Brady got 2 different skill sets. So it's like, it's not like they ran the same offense. So it's like he molded. So I don't know, man. I just wonder why he doesn't get.
Remember, we got Marvin Lewis who's going to help.
On the defensive side.
Yeah, on the defensive side.
Jackson, baby. Jackson on the offensive side. Let's go.
Jack City. I would love it. I talked to him. He said he would love to come back.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Kenny, I don't know if you saw I had an interview with him 2 days ago, man. And yeah, we had a very good conversation about that. Yeah. And he was like, man, he was like, honestly, being an advisor, he said, you know, I just want to be back with the silver and black and help out wherever I can. He said, you know, if it's mopping the floor, you know, he would do it, man. So and he knows he's known Jaden Daniels and his family for a long time too. He does. It just makes too much sense.
Exactly. And man, keep Greg Roman far away from here.
I hope Greg Roman goes to LA.
Me too.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, just like Kenny said, you got to get a guy that knows how to
Whoa. Come on,
he's gonna be New Orleans offensive coordinator, so we'll see that firsthand.
Yeah. We don't want no parts of Gruden.
He's gonna be New Orleans head coach. Watch.
Oh yeah, he will.
Yeah, eventually. But I agree with Kenny, man. Like, you got to have a guy that can mold the system. Like, perfect example, like you just you brought up your guy and perfect example, Lamar. Like, look what Harbaugh did these whole years. Like, we got to mold the offense around him. The offense is him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you watch Baltimore, he's the offense. If he's not clicking, oh yeah, it's not going. And that's because the whole entire offense is molded around what Lamar does. So that's exactly what this offense has to be, especially if we get a dynamic guy like Daniels.
Yeah. Yep. Kenny, so Greg, shout out Greg for coming through. He said, do you think Mark would allow basically you to come back? You didn't seem to end well. I think that's what he said.
Yeah.
Well, you answer first. Yeah.
I think that time heals all wounds, and I think that Mark would bring him back. I think that Hugh has been loyal to Raider Nation. He's been loyal to the Raiders. He's always expressed his affinity for the team, for Mark, his respect for Al Davis. And so I definitely believe he's not somebody who didn't burn.
Yeah, bridges. He didn't burn his bridge. No.
Yeah, he didn't burn bridges. It was just it was a series of unfortunate events that led to his firing. So I think he'd be back. Yeah,
no, I agree. And honestly, it comes to, you got Reggie McKenzie in there, and you know how GMs are. They want to bring their own guy, and that's all that was. He wanted to bring his own guy. Yep. His own guy was Dennis Allen, unfortunately, and that set us back some years. So
Reggie drafted really well too. If we look at Reggie's drafts, we didn't develop those players. You had Sheldon Harris in the 7th round. We didn't develop him, and look what he turned into. Jihad Ward actually turned out to be a pretty solid player. Obi Melifonwu went on and win a Super Bowl. Now, obviously,
wait, Obi did? I thought he got kicked out, but I know he didn't play. I know he
played special teams. That's about it.
Oh, Obi, forgot about Obi, man.
But Carl Joseph, man, I was a big Carl Joseph fan.
Yeah,
I was hoping he worked out too.
Yeah, Jelly, Gabe Jackson. I mean, he had some.
Gabe solid Jackson, yeah. No, he people. Yeah, people kind of when you think of Reggie. Yeah, it's like he had some good drafts. He definitely did have, and plus when he started, they were in financial ruins when they started, man.
Bro, it was
he had to fix that up. So that was nasty. That was nasty what he walked into.
I don't think no GM over the past couple of years have gotten free agency completely correct for us either. Like that's the next thing. Like our free agency signings have been trash up to this year. Like this year is the first year I can remember like our free agency actually working out.
Oh Spillane. Who all did? Yeah, what was Spillane, Epps?
Yep, Epps was a good signing, bro.
Who else
was a good signing? Butler. Shit, you got to re-sign Butler.
I like Butler. I do.
You got to re-sign that. You know what I mean? Like these is great signings.
For sure. All right, fellas, man. Well, we ran a little later than I wanted to, man. But hey, I appreciate both of you guys, man. For stopping through. Shield Squad, everybody that's in the comments, man, I appreciate you guys, man. You guys really was live in the comments. I couldn't even keep up with you guys, man, but I wanted to keep the flow of the conversation going. But make sure, if you guys aren't already, like everyone that's subscribed to me, make sure you guys subscribe to my boy Raider Rundown show, man. D Menace or Leo, if you guys are in there, if you guys can put his info in the chat, please. And then, I know most of you guys know Kenny, man. He's a legend out here. But, go to KennyKingJr.com for all his content. Make sure you get tapped in with him. Got a lot of good stuff going on. But Kenny, why don't you just quickly kind of tell everybody what all you do, kind of what are you working on, and exactly where they can find you.
Yeah, check me out, KennyKingJr.com, Twitter, KennyKing_Jr. You got the Real Talk podcast, Real Talk with Kenny King Jr. You can find that on every platform, except for Tidal, not on Tidal, but I'm on every other platform, Apple Music, Apple Pods, Spotify, all of them. And let's go Raiders.
Yes, sir. My boy, Rundown. Let everybody know where they can find you, man. You've been doing a lot of work, man.
Yes, sir. Hey, man, appreciate you for having me on the panel, my brother Chris. Appreciate you, Kenny, man. Always good linking up with you and always good seeing your takes. Everybody that's up in here, I don't even say no days because I try to drop daily. So go ahead and subscribe to the Raider Rundown, man. I'm gonna try to give you information, updates and just some of my takes. So Guaranteed, much appreciated to everybody that's up in here, man. And you already know what time it is, man. I want to end it off like this. Anybody that you see being scared that Harbaugh's in the division, bro, tell their ass to rate her up, bro. Just tell them to rate her up.
Rate her up.
Rate her up.
Yeah, that's so true, man. That's so true. It just irks my nerves, man, when people are just scared all of a sudden. I'm like, where's the Raider fans that I knew, man? So
that's what I'm saying. Like, come on now.
It's crazy. But hey, everybody, man. So I appreciate everybody, man, in the chat. I thank you guys, man. I couldn't do this without you guys, man. But hey, as I always say, you know, coaches and players come and go, but we must always protect the shield. You guys be safe. Love you guys. See y'all next week. Let's get it. All right, everybody. Appreciate you guys coming through. Again, next Friday it's on. Y'all be safe. We out.